My name is Marie Batiste, and I'm a professor in educational foundations here in the College of Education. In '93, when I arrived, the colleges had gone already through almost 20 years of forms of indigenization by virtue of the fact that the 1972 was Indian control of Indian education. So we have had a system operating through Western knowledge systems that have been specialists, been interest-based, and so on. And those are beginning to show their limitations. Having Indigenous people at the table of developing the policies and the practices and the principles of this university, having them at the table is a very different kind of framework that we are looking at. If you're going to do indigenization, it has to be with Indigenous people, it has to be from our perspective, it has to be within our goals and aspirations for our futures. I see the changes in the narratives. The narratives no longer are about how do we fix Indigenous students to be better here, but rather how do we have the Indigenous presence be large and proud and out? How do we get people to start thinking about them with potentialities and capacities that they come with? It's with great pride that I go out and I tell about what kinds of things we're doing here, and indeed we are, I would say, leaps and bounds ahead of most universities across Canada, and we will continue to be because we have leadership who believe in this and are working very hard toward achieving these outcomes. But I do think that it still needs to grow. There's no end to it, and I think that we need to also build upon the Indigenous languages that are part of this province, because this is the kind of inheritance that this institution can draw upon. And Indigenous knowledge does not come from within a book. It doesn't come from Eurocentric research. It comes from Indigenous peoples, from their continued living on the land and their continued relationships with each other. And the maintenance of those are done through the ceremonies that they keep. And all of those are kinds of ways that Indigenous people maintain and keep their culture, language, heritage alive and well. And this institution has a role to play in making that a possible thing for them to continue to do and build upon and grow.